Everybody knows I love books, and I do. I didn't come here to tell you about no books, so. Just one book. There's a book, they made a movie out of it. It was such a good book. You all remember the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman? Oh, I love that movie. I saw that movie many years ago. But it made such a profound impression on me. I remember Miss Pittman, her body all worn and withered and bent over. As she would approach the children, she would say to each one, "Are you the one? Are you the one?" Remember how she stood in that doorway and she held that baby in her arms and she said, "Are you the one, Jimmy? Are you the one?" Well, I watched that movie many years ago, but I do believe today I have the answer to Miss Pittman's question. It's a question that the entire nation is asking. Is he the one? Is he the one? South Carolina, I do believe he's the one to bring us the audacity of hope. Barack Obama.
My presence here today is unlikely, just like Oprah is unlikely. We share that in common. The odds say we should not be here. I always knew this journey would be improbable. I've never been on a journey that wasn't. But I am running now because of what Dr. King called the fierce urgency of now. Because I believe there's such a thing as being too late, and that moment is almost upon us. So the reason I'm running now is the same reason that I moved to Chicago over 20 years ago to work with steel workers who had lost their jobs and to rebuild communities that had fallen on hard times. To give jobs to the jobless, to some hope to the hopeless. The same reason I fought for justice and equality as a civil rights attorney. The same reason that I fought for Illinois families for over 2 decades. Because I know that the only reason I'm standing here today, Iowa, is because somebody, somewhere, sometime, stood up when it was risky. They stood up when it was hard. They stood up when it was unpopular. And because somebody stood up, a few more stood up. And then a few thousand stood up. And then a few million stood up. And standing up with courage and conviction, we somehow managed to change the world. Iowa, I need you to stand up so that our children have the same chance as somebody gave me. I need you to stand up for those who still hunger for opportunity and those who still thirst for justice.